Hello and welcome to the Knit Girls. This is episode 652. I'm Laura, also known as Lala.
I am Leslie, also known as You Don't Call Me Les. Today is Friday,
It was
May
very snake-like.
10th. Friday, May 10th, 2024. Laura and I both use the she, her pronouns. And today you will have the wonderful auditory accompaniment of my dog crying outside the door. Michael finished the fancy automatic dog door, and so now I can't just lock them outside.
Oh, I mean, I feel like you could shut down the dog door.
I could, and you can set it so that like it won't let them in. But it's still so new that I'm still trying to make sure they understand if they stand in front of it, then the door will open.
Yeah.
So I don't want to mess them up quite yet.
Gotcha.
By doing that, but yeah, so I can't lock them out right now. I mean, I can lock them out of the room, but
That's it.
And they have each a big peanut butter filled
Thing.
Kong thing, so
Yeah.
they're not like wasting away. Anyway, this is generally a knitting podcast.
Sometimes.
I have a crap ton of knitting because I had time this week. But do you want to go? Do you want me to go?
I can go first because
Okay.
I do not have a ton of knitting. My socks are in the same place they were last week. Haven't even ripped them out. I did cast on...
Wait, rip them out.
Yeah, I'm ripping back out the toe because I messed up. So, last time... I love, like, we had this conversation and it's new.
No recollection.
So last time I talked about how I was casting on the toe of a sock and
Oh, the little
starting
teeny tiny bit.
the little
Okay, I
teeny
do
tiny
remember
toe.
that.
And my coworker was talking as I was,
Right.
and so like I feel like the numbers are off, so I haven't even like picked it up to
I
look
do remember
at it.
because I said it was like 10 minutes worth of knitting.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
so I do.
So I have not touched that, but I did cast on another muscle burrow. And this is out of Gray Shetland from Into the World in the Spring Sprung colorway. Really, really pretty. I am on the decreases, so it is almost done. And this one might stay with me. I haven't decided yet. This is my 4th handspun muscle burrow. One I made a couple years ago, and then I have done 3 back to back to back. So it is great round and round and round knitting.
So travel knitting.
Yeah,
test
exactly. So that is what I am working on. I have this much left. So I should be good to go.
Were you smart and did you weigh it?
Nope.
Oh.
I cast it on in a high school production of Matilda that I went to with my friend to see her granddaughter star as Matilda.
Oh.
So, super cute. The other thing that is on my needles is kind of a surprise. Oh, I got you a present at Maryland Sheephamel.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
What's the smoothie finger? Oh, this is so fun.
Yeah, that's her new blend that she premiered at Maryland Sheephamel. And if you want more, she's got it on the website with free shipping right now.
Is this, there's another dyer that has this, percentage. I don't know if it's the exact same blend or not.
So it's similar to what I'm knitting with. This is kind of a segue. I picked back up my tee, my floodlight tee, and started working on it again. And this is a silk linen blend that's a light fingering weight from Oink Pigment. So
It's gonna be so nice and airy.
that is the front, and I had done one row of ribbing, so I did the rest of the ribbing. She does call for a special like tubular bind off. I did not do that. I am ready to move on. So I have one. All you do for the sleeve is you pick up the stitches, and then you're supposed to do an I-cord edge. I actually knit 4 rows and then did an I-cord edge just because I don't like having my whole armpit out there. I don't know. I'm weird. So I have the second one on the needles, and it needs 1 row, and then I just need to do the I-cord at the top, and it will be ready to be worn. So, yep.
That is a nice piece.
ready to go almost. I last picked it up in October. So I put it away when it got cold.
Sometimes that happens.
Yep. And now it is 100 degrees in Mississippi, and I have plenty of yarn left. In fact, it's in a Halloween bag. That's how I know it was probably October. So, yeah, hopefully I will get that done this week. So I'm in the mood to finish things, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So that is all I have to show, period.
Oh.
Because I did finish 2 muscle burrows, but I gave them both away.
Right.
So I do have the pictures for you to insert.
Okay.
I can talk about them now. I finished 2 more muscle burrows. One was out of Into the World on a merino silk blend in an Oberon something colorway. I gave that to Chris and James of Into the World. And then the one that you all saw last week, which was out of Knits and Pearls and Rambouillet, I gave to my friend Jane that I stayed with. So, finished 800 yards of handspun, and
Gave it
is
away.
left my house. So, but I do have pictures that I took.
Okay.
Probably did not do justice to how awesome they were in real life, but yeah.
Tooting your own horn there. Toot toot.
Yep. Someone's got to. No one else is gonna do it for me.
Oh, no one's tooting Laura's horn.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I had a lot of knitting time this past week because I was house sitting for Laura. Well, mostly dog sitting for Laura, and that meant I had lots of uninterrupted knitting time because Laura's dog will occasionally look at you and just bark because she wants something usually to be played with, but she never jumps on you. She never steals your yarn.
Doesn't push you down the stairs.
No, that is also true. And then I also had to go with my dad to the doctor because he had to be put under to, I don't know what it's called, when they go into your veins and scrape out the plaque or the blockage or whatever. He had to have it done on multiple veins on both legs.
Oh my.
And so he couldn't drive afterwards, and his partner is
legally blind.
Yeah, so she can't drive. So that meant I spent a lot of time sitting in a waiting room. The first
But you
time,
remembered knitting this time.
Yeah, the first time I did not. So I spent 5 hours trying not to go crazy with the combination of the television, which was on the Game Show Network, the conversations that were happening around me, and the audiobook I was trying to listen to. So there's a lot of audio stimulus.
Yeah.
And then yesterday it was only supposed to be a 3-hour thing, and it turned into a 5.5-hour thing. So, but I did remember my knitting.
Good.
So I do have a fair amount to talk about. So, I am trying to work through my stash that I bought at SSK last year. I think I'm going to make it.
I think you will too. I have faith.
One of the things that I was going to put a big dent in was starting the Separate Ways top by Joji Locatelli, and I was going to be using some leading men that I bought last year at SSK. And Andy and Steve do these like mini packs of, you know, a themed color, like sometimes it's rainbow, sometimes it's just like coordinating colors or whatever. And there was one that was called like flannel shirt or favorite shirt or something like that, and I really liked it, so I ended up ordering those colors but in a full-size skein, so 6 full-size skeins plus a coordinating color, so it ended up being 7 full-size skeins. And these are the ones that are like 460 yards per skein. And I learned, because the top that I'm swatching for only requires 4 out of the 7 colors, I changed my mind about what I wanted. Shocker. What I wanted to make. And when you take out some of those colors, the rest of them, out of what I tried, it just didn't work. and I hated it and I wanted to burn it. So I put it down, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold the yarn doubled, each color individually doubled, and I'm going to find a worsted weight like zip cardigan of some sort and just knit it out of that. It doesn't have to be striped because I know how to stripe, so I'm going to look for that pattern at some point. So the actual thing I'm knitting on right now, this is my second to last self-striping scheme from SSK last year. This is half of it. This is not perfect, this is Mustache Yarns in the Perfect Match or Must Match. I think it's called Must Match now. So you get two 50-gram skeins and they're dyed so that they match exactly. And what I'm doing, typically I do a top-down sock with a heel flap, but for these I decided I'm just going to knit until I only have enough for the toe, knit the toe, and then I'll do the heel in a contrasting color because I want to get the most that I can
it's pretty
out of these. This is called Unicorn Apocalypse, and again, this is from Mustache Yarns. All the stuff that we talk about is linked in our show notes, and our show notes are on our website, which is TheKnitGirlls with 3Ls.com. Yeah, so I'm just gonna knit until I run out, and then I think I'm going to do a garter heel because I've wanted to do one of those for a while. So an afterthought heel, but in garter.
You'll have to purl.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I don't mind purling. I hate alternating knitting and purling constantly, like ribbing or moss stitch or something, because you can't get into a rhythm. Like,
gotcha.
So,
well, this will be one row knit, one row purl for garter.
So anyway, I knit my socks when I remember on a 2.25 millimeter needle. So that's what I'm knitting, and then what I finished. I think I had started the second sock, but I don't think I had gotten even to the heel yet. This is a pair of socks out of Vesper Knitterly Things. I always say Vesper, I don't know why. Knitterly Things in the Progress colorway. So it's a Pride centered colorway, and it was last year's show colorway at SSK. These are for me, and these are the ones where I messed up and knit the cuff on a larger size.
Yeah.
But I did remember to at least do the same thing.
Good.
On the second one. And then I cast these on, I want to say like maybe Sunday, and finished them yesterday.
Oh, I've never seen these.
Yeah. So this is the stained glass colorway from Woolens and Nosh.
Oh, her advent goes up tonight. I'm going to get one. Would you like one as well? Okay.
I appreciate it, but no.
That was an advent colorway. That's
yes,
what I'm asking.
and then it became a regular colorway afterwards.
Yep.
So this is because I was knitting these, and Laura's works in progress ones were beside me.
They're done. They just need
house.
with a garter heel. Mine have a garter heel. They just need the ends woven in, and I've been so lazy about it.
It's fine. Well, now you're in a finishing place. So
yep.
I ended up making these for Kobe. He liked the yarn, so yeah. So yesterday at my dad's appointment, I had just turned the heel on the second one, so I knit the entire foot. At my dad's appointment and started the cuff. I got past the ribbing of the other one. So when I'm not distracted, because the cell service at that doctor's office sucked and they did not have Wi-Fi, so I could not play on my phone.
You got a lot of knitting done.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what this is.
Yeah.
This is 3 days of staring at a door as children test.
Yeah.
Essentially.
So yeah, I will give these to Kobe after we're done, because I prefer to not have them gross when I show them on the show. But yeah, I really like, this was the Targhee blend, and I really like that blend. I
love Targhee.
So
it's so bouncy.
Yeah, I'm happy with them. They came out really well.
Good. And then what's the last skein that you have to finish? So you have one more left.
After this one, I have a skein of sport weight from String Theory.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to knit those for my dad because my dad decided while he was sitting there watching me knit that he needed socks. So I've never knit socks for my dad. I don't know why. So I am going to knit him a pair of socks out of sport weight.
How big are his feet?
2.5.
That's not bad.
Perfectly manageable. Smaller than Kobe's. So, and then I finished a couple other things. So I bought a used sorry I dropped this embroidery machine from the Facebook Marketplace, and it's a Brother SE600. It's nothing super duper fancy. It's relatively entry level. It comes with some stuff preloaded on it, but it has a USB so you can put your own designs on it. I don't yet know how to make my own designs and make them into embroidery format. There's all sorts of tutorials and stuff. I just haven't had the time or the energy to learn yet another thing. So I found the shop on Etsy, and she sells the pattern essentially, and then you put it into your machine. So I learned a lot. This is the first thing I ever made, so there are mistakes. I messed up on the backing here, and a lot of it can be seen through. Mine does not have what's called jump stitch cutting, so when the machine goes between letters, it doesn't cut the threads, so you see all these little threads that go between. Most of the fancier ones do, but I intentionally got something very basic so that I could determine if I actually liked this. So I reached out to Barb, a friend of ours who does long arm quilting as well as a ton of other stuff, and got a recommendation on some super sharp, precise scissors that I can go in and cut the threads.
Excellent.
So I learned a lot. I messed this up several times, but you know, it came out pretty well.
Yeah.
For, you know, the first thing I've ever made. And this is from Nosy Pepper Embroidery on Etsy. And she has tutorials and stuff as well. So, yeah, I'm happy with how it came out for it being the first thing. And
oh, look at that. That's super cute.
So, I think it was Laura that sent me.
I did.
I don't know, a TikTok or something.
Because I like giving Leslie jobs to
suggestions on gift ideas.
It was an Instagram, actually.
And so one of them was this pouch from Anila Hoey, Hoey, and again, it's linked in our show notes. Show notes are on our website, TheKnitGirlls3ls.com. So this is a little pouch. The fabric is some of the
is that your overall fabric?
No, this is my hand woven
fabric. That's cool.
So some of this is stuff that I got when we were in Scotland. One of the weft is, but not the warp. And
so is it wool?
It's superwash. It's like a sock. Yeah. Sock yarn.
Very cool.
And it opens. I learned a lot making this thing and cussed several times. But it opens into this like flat little pouch. The fabrics are
that came from Chicken Boots.
Leftovers.
Yeah.
Chicken Boots closed her shop a couple of years ago. She sold all of her like pre-cuts and leftovers. I think I paid like, I don't know, $10 and got like a 5-pound thing of, and none of them are small. They're all like
substantial.
Yeah, like at least half the size of a fat quarter.
And Sarah does So Live now.
Yeah, Sarah does SEW Live, where she takes sewing patterns and makes them from start to finish. So she shows you how to make specific patterns. So both of these fabrics are from the leftovers that I got from her stuff, because I'm trying to not cut into new fabric if I don't have to.
That's very pretty, friend.
Thank you. The fabric is it calls for using this, like, I don't know where I put it, but it's like this stabilizer foam.
Ooh.
And it's so thick, like it is really thick.
Oh yeah. That would be great for my signature double boys, because they have been poking me today.
And this comes in 2 sizes. I made the bigger size because I wanted to just not have as much wiggle room in canvas as I could. So I'll probably will make a couple more, maybe as prizes for SSK,
Cool.
or maybe as gifts for the minions. I'm not sure. But
Minions are cool.
yeah, so that's my like craft-a-palooza.
I love it. I'm glad you got so much done.
Yeah, I did. I'm happy
As you
with
watched
that.
Pearl.
Yeah, and powered through Grey's Anatomy. I'm still only on like season 12.
That's good though. Gives you something to watch in the meantime.
Yeah. Oh, apparently John Oliver did a story on public libraries, but I
He
haven't watched it
did.
yet.
I have not watched it yet
Okay,
either.
so we can watch
He's
it this
also,
weekend.
he said, done a one on school libraries, which I don't remember at all.
It may have been a while back.
Yeah. I'll have to look. I'll have to do a Google search. I have been spinning for my Recalibrate sweater using Southern Cross fiber and a merino rose blend. It's going to be a 3-ply. It is very slow going. I'm just really enjoying the fiber, but also it's very teeny tiny thin.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a 3-ply fingering, and probably around 1,200 yards. So it's taken some time. So that is what is on the wheel. I also got a martin. Daedalus gifted me a martin at Maryland Sheep and Wool for the SSK tasting room. So I got to play on that, and I got to let my friend Jane play on that when I was at Maryland. So I did start spinning up some Kim Dye's yarn on Rambouillet silk, but I have not made a ton of progress on that. And yesterday, actually, when I was showing off the martin on the SSK podcast, it's like in a box.
Zoom.
Or Zoom,
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. It's in a box, and I closed it, and I closed, like, my boob in the box, which is very on brand.
It's like you gave yourself a mammogram.
I just... whatever. Which normally you would not be holding a box, you know. It's very on brand for me. If I can break it or close a finger in it or something, I usually will. But I appreciate them giving that for me to try. It's a cute little, if I was traveling all the time, it would probably be more of my go-to wheel because it's very travel friendly. It's based off the device.
Yeah.
Which was an Abby Frankenmount wheel. So, yeah. Super fun. I have been listening to the third Becca Cooper book by Tamora Pierce. It is over 20 hours long, and I have...
That's long for you.
I know. I have like 8 hours left.
Wow.
So I've been listening to that as I've been scanning books at work. I've been listening to it as I traveled to Maryland Sheep and Wool this past weekend. And as I've been playing Wingspan on my Switch. So... I enjoy turning down the volume and listening to an audiobook as I play games on the Switch. So that is what I have been doing as far as, like, in my free time stuff. I did watch the new, not Midsummer, Broken Wood. That came back on Acorn, so I've been watching the first 2 of that. But hopefully, I've been traveling, so I haven't been watching a ton of TV, and hopefully I'll catch up on that this week. What have you been up to, friend?
Watching Grey's Anatomy while I knit. I just started a new book yesterday. I had downloaded, what is that book called? It's The Four Kings Security. It's a male-male romance.
Yeah, it's by Charlie Crochet.
Yeah.
And there's a spin-off series as well.
Aces
Wild is in there. They're all like named out. The Joker.
Red something.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was listening to that. I now like male-male romance, but this one was too like.
Oh, see, I've read the whole series and the spin-off series and really enjoyed them.
It's too like they have a fight and immediately it's like, you mean the world, like it's just the extremes are too, there's not enough conflict, there's not enough growth, right, for me to enjoy it for whatever reason. If there's a lot of humor, then I can usually get into it, but this specific one there's not. So
I keep declining my father's call and he just keeps calling back repeatedly. Hopefully it's nothing major.
We'll wrap this up. I'm listening to a book called Priory of the Orange Tree.
Yeah, I know
by
that
Samantha
book.
Shannon. I just started that, and I'm reading The Raven and the Reindeer, which is a T. Kingfisher that I hadn't read. And it's really an interesting, like all T. Kingfisher books, I think it's things told from an interesting perspective, so I really enjoy it. That's all I got.
Maryland Sheep and Wool was amazing. Thank you everyone who came up. It was very rainy and cold, but I had a great time. I love seeing the parade of sheep. The parade
I got
of parades
lots
that
of
they
pictures
do. Yes,
during the parade of sheep.
yes, so good. And watching Sheep to Shawl, and just I got to hang out with Chris and James of Into the World quite a bit, and Andrea, and a bunch of great folks. I was in the Daedalus booth for a little bit because they had chairs, but also they're great people, and I got to hang out there. Yeah, so it was overall fun. Leslie tried to convince me to buy a new wheel, and I did not. It's like a role reversal.
It is weird, but she's wanted this Woolly Ann for several years, and it's a big honking like electric
it's like
wheel.
a 15-pound electric wheel.
But it can hold a ton of yarn, like a ton of fiber.
It uses electromagnets to break.
And it's quiet. Unlike her Hanson with the Woolly Winder.
Which is very loud.
Which is it's very effective.
Oh, I did get a new drive band for it, and it did make it better.
Okay, well, that's something.
So Leslie tried to convince me to get a new wheel so that she could enjoy
a quieter
experience when she comes over to my house, and I'm flying.
Yeah.
So that did not happen because I did not want to have to carry a 15-pound wheel on a plane and go through security with a 15-pound wheel and explain what that was. The Martin I put in checked luggage and it was fine, but because it doesn't come with a battery in it. It's got an external battery setup that you purchase separately. So
and you already have a couple of those.
I already have 2 of their batteries, but they changed batteries, and I actually like the size of the new one a lot. So maybe they're vending SSK, so maybe at SSK that might be the thing that I get from their booth. Because we try to buy stuff from everyone's booth at SSK.
Between the 2 of us, we try to support our vendors.
Yep. And do a pretty good job of it.
Yeah. You've seen me effectively trying to work off that support over the course of the last year. So.
But yeah, it was just a really, really great time. I always have a great time with my friend Jane and her husband Wayne. It was nice hanging out with them and meeting their family. So yeah, thank you if you came up and said hey. We had some Patreons come up and say hey, including one from England or Great Britain. So yeah, super fun. Had a good time. And the artichoke people retired.
Oh, bummer.
The artichoke French people retired, which is very sad.
That is sad.
Yep.
Because they would go to Rhinebeck as well.
Mm-hmm. And the ribbon ship people have not been there in several years. There was another ribbon ship vendor, but the lines, I was like, I'm not waiting in the rain for ribbon ships.
Fair enough.
That apparently is the line.
Yeah.
I ate kettle corn one day for lunch because there was no line there, and got a $12 limeade for the other day.
Whoa, that's gone up.
Yeah. I was like, can I have a limeade, please? And she's like, that'll be $12. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yikes.
And then it was like mostly ice, and I was like,
Yeah.
Thanks, Fairgrounds. But if you do eat meat, there are lots of options, lamb options. The Boy Scouts are constantly grilling lamb options. There's lots of options. There's just not a ton of vegetarian options unless you are eating French fries.
Which there's nothing wrong with.
Yeah.
But it is hard to go all day on just French fries.
It is, for sure. Oh, excuse me. It's been a long day today.
Yeah. All right, Laura's going to call her dad back, and I'm going to take a nap like a boss. So
I might take a nap, too. You're welcome to come over later if you want.
Yeah, I'll text
after
you.
Sans nap.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, you guys have a great week, and we will talk to you.
Interruption. Stash Dash. All the information's on Discord.
Okay.
So.
Can they just search Discord for the Knit Girls?
Yes, I believe. Maybe not, but it is linked in our show notes.
Oh, cool. All right. Lori knows the social crap I don't. But yeah, all right. Well, you guys have a great week. Plan your stash dash, and we'll talk to you next week.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.